All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Julie Hodge here with Julie Hodge Fitness, and I'm using a new service. So hopefully, I'm actually streaming live in 3 different places right now. I'm streaming live on YouTube, live in our private Fit Over 40 group, and also live in our 21-day challenge group. So hello. And if you do pop in to join me live, leave a comment in the comments area. Tell me who you are and where you're from. So today's live webinar Wednesday topic is on healthy weight loss and exercise for hormone health. So my job as a hormone-based specialist is to sift through the false information out there and bring you the true stuff, the stuff that works. Okay. And time again, I talk about those different lifestyle changes, the things when it comes to nutrition, fitness, stress, that we can actually do to affect positive change when we are dealing with wanting to naturally balance our hormones. So I specialize in women who are approaching or over 40, generally in that perimenopause window. So if you find that what used to work is no longer working for you, you're in the right place. I'm a certified nutrition coach, a certified personal trainer, and a certified hormone-based fitness specialist. And I've been doing this for 31 years now. So I'm really blessed to have had a really great career with no signs of stopping. And I'm now dedicated to serving other women through perimenopause because I know how it feels, because I've been there. I know what it's like to have overnight belly fat gain, to have fat and different weight gain in different weird places that you didn't before. I know what it's like to wake up in the morning and count down the minutes until you go back to bed at night. I know how it feels. Irritability, crepey, dry skin, dry, thinning hair, the whole shebang. Okay. So my mission is to support women with what does work to get them to thrive, improve their energy, sleep better, and feel great in perimenopause and beyond. So today we're talking about healthy weight loss and exercise for hormone health. So if you can't seem to lose weight, even if you've done more cardio, done more exercise, eaten more salads, spent hours in the gym, this talk is for you. So grab a notebook and a pen if you'd like to take notes, and let's dive in. From time to time, I will share my screen so that I can give you guys some other visuals as we go through this webinar. And again, if you're watching this live with me, please drop a note to let me know where you are watching from, who you are, and maybe let me know what is your number one biggest issue or challenge with where you're at right now when it comes to your health and fitness. Let me know that. Okay. So let's start with talking about healthy weight loss. So did you know that if you want to improve your weight loss efforts, boosting your metabolism is essential? The best way to increase your metabolism, it's not through deprivation or a restrictive diet, ladies. Not at all. In fact, that can have the opposite effect. But it is eating the right foods that treat the root cause of your slowed metabolism and any imbalances happening behind the scenes, okay? The key to a healthy metabolism is balanced hormones. We have to look at the big picture. So let me tell you, when you jump from a challenge to a fad diet or a shake or a pill or what have you, and you haven't identified the root cause, you could be setting yourself for more imbalance down the road. Okay. Because we have to look at what is this doing for insulin levels? What is this doing to cortisol and adrenaline levels? How is your sleep? Everything else. Okay. As well, understanding your hormonal body type, which I will talk about today, can also help reveal the root cause of your weight gain and the hormonal imbalances that may be driving that. Okay. So again, today's topic is all about healthy weight loss and exercise for hormone health. So let's talk about some signs of hormonal weight gain. Okay. And I think I will see if I can share my screen here and get, let's see. I don't actually have it up. So I'm not going to share my screen just yet. We'll cancel out of that. So I'll just tell you some of the signs of hormonal weight gain. Well, you're weight loss resistant. Okay. So you can't lose weight no matter what you've done or have tried. Another sign is that you're gaining weight even though you might be eating healthy and watching your calories. Perhaps you're gaining weight only in the hips, the thighs, And the bottom, some other signs of hormonal weight gain. You cannot lose weight even with exercise. And let me have a little note about that. So way back, one of the first actually video live webinar I did was the How to Lose Belly Fat series. In part 1, I talked about Karen. She was a lady who was doing 5-6 days of cardio a week, lots of running. And if she couldn't run outside, she was going to the gym and running on the treadmill for a long time, eating salads, but could not see any muscle tone development and was not losing weight. All right. And you'll find out why that may have happened later in this presentation. So you cannot lose weight even with exercise. You're gaining weight in the arms, as I mentioned when I started, right? Muffin top, belly weight. You have a known hormonal imbalance. Okay, so these are all some of those signs. So what do we do? If we want to stop dieting, we want to balance our hormones, understand that diets don't work. So eliminating healthy foods from your diet, especially healthy carbohydrates. That seems to be a lot of women's go-to. I'll just get rid of the carbs. So we need those carbs. Macronutrients, we have our fat, we have our protein, we have our carbohydrate. They are a needed part of life. We need those carbohydrates, okay? So eliminating healthy foods, especially those carbohydrates and fats, can hinder the production of hormones your body needs to keep your metabolism working effectively. Your body needs the right kinds of foods to fuel that metabolism. So it's not helpful to deprive yourself with diets or to over-exercise. Okay, those are hormonal hell creators. Some of the trends for losing weight actually do more harm to your metabolism than good, particularly as I relate this all back to perimenopause, if that relates to you. Improving our metabolism should be about helping our body achieve balance and work smarter, not harder. We want to balance blood sugar. We want to be insulin sensitive. We want to reduce those cortisol levels to their natural states, okay? And this is done when we prioritize hormone balance by eating and living a life that supports that. So let's talk about hormone body types. Okay, so this information might be really new to you. And I'm going to talk about 4 specific body types: testosterone body type, insulin body type, cortisol body type, and estrogen body type. So I ask you, if you're joining me live or watching this on the replay, comment as I go through. Let me know which body type you think sounds like you. So we are going to start with saying, before we can figure out how to balance our hormones, it's nice so that we can, shift the weight around and start doing what will work again. It's helpful to know which hormones are an obstacle for us, okay? So identifying our unique hormone body type is a way to do that. I like the 4 hormone body types as explained by Alyssa Vitti from Flow Living. According to her, there are 4 primary body types that I just mentioned: the estrogen, cortisol, insulin, and testosterone type. So starting with estrogen body type, you struggle with weight around the hips, thighs, and rear end. Does that sound like you? I know it sounds like me, okay? For my entire life, I've always been a baby got back girl, and I am proud of it. I love my booty. So estrogen body type, however, if you struggle with that weight, the predominant weight gaining around the hips, thighs, and rear end, you may be an estrogen body type. If you have extra weight in the hips, thighs, your body could be producing too much estrogen. It could mean that your progesterone levels are also way lower than your estrogen. And if you've watched any of my previous learnings, you understand that there is a relationship. Usually as estrogen levels go up, the progesterone goes down, and vice versa. So what to do if you are an estrogen body type? Eat leafy green vegetables: kale, broccoli, cabbage, collard greens, cauliflower, spinach, and Brussels sprouts to help improve that estrogen metabolism. You may also want to look into DIM supplements, D-indinylmethane, DIM for short, DIM supplements, which can help the body process excess estrogen. And incidentally enough, in last week's live webinar, I talked about the importance of those fibrous vegetables, the fibrous carbs, okay? Because they actually help to take out, they help to cleanse the body and move that excess estrogen through as waste and out the back door, so to speak, okay? Another thing you might want to need to know about the estrogen body type is on your period, you may experience irregular periods, heavy flow, and PMS symptoms. And every woman right now is like, hey, that might be me. So that's the estrogen body type. Does that relate to you? Can you relate to that body type at all? If you can, drop me a comment. I'm actually going to check in here into the group to see if there are any comments and make sure that I am live. And I am. Perfect. Good. All right. So that was estrogen. Now let's talk about the cortisol body type. So this body type tends to struggle with belly fat. Okay. So if that's you, it just is the way it is. There's nothing right or wrong with it. We are all different and unique, and it doesn't take away from our value, beauty, or worth any way, shape, or form. So who's in cortisol body type? You struggle with belly fat. Putting on the pounds in your gut tends to point to stress, okay, and the overproduction of the stress hormone cortisol. We talk a lot about cortisol, don't we, ladies? So what can you do if you think you may be this cortisol body type struggling with that belly fat? Okay, you can eat oranges and bell peppers for their vitamin C, which is important for stress management. Ashwagandha, it's an adaptogen, as is maca. It is a go-to for nourishing adrenal health and regulating cortisol. Really great products out there if this is something that may benefit you, that are wonderful. Like I said, adaptogen means that it'll adapt in your body as you need it when you need it. And finally, if you are a cortisol body type on your period, this can make you feel anxious and can lead to insomnia and PMS. It can also cause skipped periods. Okay, so we've covered the first body type. We've covered the estrogen body type, cortisol body type. Let's move into insulin body type, okay? So this type might struggle with muffin top, so to speak, okay? So this is where you have the love handles, maybe around the back by your hips, okay? Not necessarily the belly fat, which is more centered typically in the middle, right? Or that visceral fat that I talked about again in How to Reduce Belly Fat Part 1, way back. But if you have love handles, this indicates that you could have poor insulin efficiency. I could go into the whole science, the physiology behind this, but even where we distribute and deposit fat from what's happening hormonally can give us cues and clues as to what's happening. So when our blood sugar levels are unstable, our body stores more fat around the middle. So what can you do if you're insulin body type? You can eat for blood sugar balance. Avoid skipping meals and eating junk foods. Limit your intake of sugary snacks and white bread, white rice, and white pasta. Instead, you want to go for those fat-burning carbs like brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, buckwheat. Okay, all these things can improve our insulin resistance and make us more insulin sensitive so that our bodies are more sensitive to what insulin does, which is what we want. Okay, in this case, we want to be really sensitive. So what other things? How can you know if you may be an insulin body type? On your period, you can experience extreme fatigue, PCOS, many women, okay? And it can also lead to skipped periods, similar to the cortisol body type. So 3 body types so far. If you're joining me live or on the replay, I would love for you to comment, drop in the comment section which you feel you may be so far. There's one left to discuss, the testosterone body type, okay? So this body type, I find this body type very specific and very easy to know if you are. You struggle with arm, shoulder, and upper back weight, more so than the muffin top and the belly fat or the excess weight around your hips, bum, and thigh, okay? So you store fat in your upper arms, shoulder area. This suggests you have a sensitivity to testosterone or to low testosterone levels. You need testosterone to burn fat and build muscle mass. And this is yet another reason why, ladies, if you take anything away from this today, sleep is so critical. When we get into the deepest REM phase of sleep, the dreaming phase, this is where our body begins to replenish and get more testosterone and growth hormone. This is why avoiding screens and stimulation and finding mind-body techniques to relax you before bed are so important so you can have the sleeps you deserve and you need to thrive through perimenopause. So if you are a testosterone body type, you can eat healthy fats like avocados, which are a great source of bioidentical testosterone. Maca root, that is another adrenal adaptogen that supports healthy testosterone balance. So let's get back here. And I talked about if you are, right, I talked about those adaptogens. So for example, if you are an estrogen body type, it might be helpful to have some of that, cortisol body type, ashwagandha would be helpful. If you're a testosterone body type, maca may be helpful. And what things may you notice if you are this testosterone body type? You may notice that on your period, a testosterone imbalance can lead to PCOS as well, irregular cycles, hair thinning, irritability, and low sex drive. Okay. And it's possible that you are a combination. Okay. There's no black and white here. We're dealing with hormones and each unique body. So let's talk about hormone healthy exercise now. Okay. So there's a saying that I like in this world that I live in, which is, perimenopause and natural hormone balancing health. And it's walk, lift heavier. And so this is ultimately like the transition we want to see. If you are a woman finding that nothing that used to work is working, or what used to work is no longer working. Okay. If you've never weight trained, but no, you just start with walking. Okay. And over time, you want to go from walking to more interval type walking, to strength training, to heavier strength training. So walking can boost moods and reduce stress. It can lower stress hormones in the body. It releases feel-good endorphins too, especially if you can walk in an area that gives you a lot of great feedback, like nature, okay? Fresh air, the sun. Walking is an excellent form of exercise because it doesn't necessarily increase hunger. It can burn calories. It's easier on the joints. Anyone can do it. You don't need any special equipment. And it does not increase the hormone cortisol. So get out for a walk 3 to 4 times a week if you can. Try to achieve those steps daily. But I will say, I want to move away from the 10,000 steps idea and move towards the strength training idea. Okay, so ultimately for a woman in perimenopause, strength training should be the key. It's the ticket. It should be the pinnacle, and everything else we can build around that for so many reasons, not just hormone balancing, but also building up that lean mass, preventing lean mass loss, okay, which is catabolic. We want to be anabolic and build lean muscle as we get older, not take it away. And we want to keep that lean bone density, the bone density up, okay? So walking is great. And we'll talk about resistance training here coming up and the importance of that, which is huge. But let's first go into yoga. So from walking, we also want to talk about yoga. Now, Pilates fits the bill here for yoga as well. And the reason I have yoga in here, as well as Pilates, the importance of mind-body connection movement cannot be underplayed. Mind-body connection in perimenopause is huge, as are things that increase flexibility, increase mobility, and allow your body to move healthier around the joint capsules. This means we can build up inherent strength in our joints around our body by working the right muscles so that our body moves the way it is meant to, okay? Reducing injuries and all that stuff down the road, but also the mental component. Because going through perimenopause can create some stresses, not just physiologically, like actually what's happening in your body, but it can also increase the stress mentally. If you are in a position like, oh my gosh, what's happening to me? Nothing's working. I've tried this. So I want you to relax. Find yourself a really good mind-body practice, whether it's yoga, yin yoga, yoga nidra, Pilates, whatever it is, okay? It'll help with flexibility. Of course, yoga and those lower impact mind-body things help lower cortisol. Whatever helps relax you, calms your mind, gets you focusing on your breath, and in this now moment will help reduce cortisol. So I say, if you can't do anything about the amount of allostatic stress in your life, which is stress from all sources, you have to find a way to offset it through finding more joy, more balance, more happiness, and this can be one of those things, okay? Now, if you have a cortisol body type, okay, yoga is perfect for you. I would suggest yoga poses such as downward facing dog, chair pose, dragon pose, legs up the wall, and any of those type poses to help you build strength as well. Okay, let's talk about my favorite, resistance training. So I'm going to just say right here, right now, write this down. Every woman approaching or in perimenopause and menopause too should own dumbbells. Every single woman. If you don't have dumbbells in your house right now, girlfriend, I encourage you, I beg you, go and get yourself some. Even if you start with light dumbbells, 2 pounds, 5 pounds, 8 pounds, 10 pounds for maybe some lower body workouts. Start incorporating some resistance training. Now, at first, it may just be a full body workout, just your body weight, 2 to 3 times a week. I recommend starting with those 2 days a week of total body. If you're doing more than 3 days of strength training, I really want to stress that you need to ensure adequate rest, recovery, and rejuvenation of the muscles being worked. So you want to make sure if you're doing more than that, let's say a Monday is upper body. A Tuesday, we don't repeat what we've done. We switch to lower body. Wednesday, upper. Thursday, lower. Take a day or two, do a total body. Don't back up your strength workouts to overdo the same muscle areas, okay? In perimenopause and menopause, our recovery needs, and all of this is based on research for women in perimenopause, not the 20s and 30-something girls we used to be, but based on us right now, where we are in our life, our recovery needs are greater. We should be able to do things. We should be able to do harder things than we've ever done. I'm not saying tiptoe around things and be scared. I'm saying, girl, you can do hard things. We should be able to lift heavy weights. I want to see you progressing over the next 6 months, 12 months, a year and a half, from starting with body weight, getting under those heavier weights so that you need to keep on those heavier dumbbells. All right. This is the progression. This is how to boost your immunity, your health, your strength, keep lean muscle, help reduce the bone loss that can happen very rapidly, okay, at a certain age. So get yourself some weights, start with your body weight, enjoy the process. A basic full body workout 2 to 3 days a week with enough rest between each is recommended, okay? Light weights with squats and lunges for your lower body, for example. Keep it simple. Get that whole body working. Get those big muscles moving. The muscles contract, they pull on the periosteum, which attaches to the bone, and this is the effect that we want, okay? Resistance training is the ideal exercise for hormone health because it does not increase cortisol and supports healthy testosterone balance. I want to make a caveat though. If you're strength training, the focus should be on strength to fatigue. If you are strength training and throwing intervals in there, for example, you are doing a dumbbell squat or a lunge with an overhead press, and then you're throwing 20, 30, 45 seconds or more in of jumping jacks, some sort of a cardio-based intensity, that does increase cortisol. Okay, so think intense early in the day, before noon, before 11 a.m. when possible, and light later on. Light later on. That's when you're doing your walk-in, your yoga, your Pilates, light stuff. Even strength training later in the day if you are not spiking that cortisol. Okay? If you have questions on that, please reach out. I love this subject. It's on women. You can change your life. You can transform your body. Nothing transforms your body like resistance training. Okay? And I saved the most favorite topic of many for last. Okay? Cardio. So let's talk again about Karen, who I talked about in my How to Lose Belly Fat. She was doing 5, 6, 7 days of cardio, running on that treadmill, running outside, eating salads, wondering why nothing was happening, why she was gaining more weight, why she wasn't seeing any muscle gain. If you have hormonal weight gain, please use caution with more than 20 minutes of cardio at a time regularly. For example, 3 or more times a week. Cardio can increase the hormone cortisol, which can lead to hormone imbalance and create an estrogen loop. Small amounts of high intensity interval training types of cardio or intervals would be better. Cardio also increases your appetite, which can be challenging when trying to lose weight if you're starving all the time. And if you are overtraining, excessive hunger all the time is one of those signs you're doing too much, okay? Does it mean, again, that we tiptoe around cardio? Absolutely not. You can do a hard 10-minute high intensity. If you are at the right intensity, you've got that heart rate response, that rate of perceived exertion is not in that comfortable, no benefit, moderate zone. It's in the 7, 8, or 9 out of 10. You're in that higher intensity zone. You don't need to do it longer than that. Okay. 10, 15 minutes, boom. You want to limit those higher intensity bursts of cardio to no more than 45 minutes a week max. That's the good news. So what that means, so the time we do it every week goes down, but guess what? The intensity we put into it goes up. Doesn't mean it's easy. You're going to feel great. Okay. Also burn a little bit more fat. This type of training does increase cortisol levels. So stay away from this type of training later in the day and do this type of training earlier in the day. Ideally, when you wake up in the morning or as close to around 8 or 9 a.m. as you can. Okay. If you can't, tap it down a little bit. Don't do it later in the day. If you are struggling with hormonal imbalance already, it can make it worse. So let's talk about next steps. Okay, that was a lot of information. So far, we have talked about the 4 body types, okay, the hormonal types of body. You can be an estrogen, cortisol, or you could be a testosterone body type. Okay, those are the 3, or insulin body type is the 4th. Okay, we talked about walking, mind body exercise, yoga and Pilates are great, strength training, and types of cardio that are better than others. So Karen, again, when she was doing all that running, what she was doing was actually increasing her insulin. She was not turning the fat release on, and she was actually putting on more of the weight. So her body was in a constant state of increased stress, increased insulin. And once she switched, once she pulled back, okay, did less, but made what she was doing so much more effective, that's when the magic happened. The hardest part of this for so many is we often come from a mindset of, I have to do more. I have to do more. I have to eat less. I'm doing this wrong if I don't. And that is false. Okay. In perimenopause, menopause, we want to do less, not more, but make the quality of what we do more fatiguing, more intensely. Okay. So if you are ready to balance your hormones and start to take control of your health, consider, what is your fitness plan right now? And be honest. Is it really top heavy on the cardio? Is there any strength training involved? When you do strength train, whether it's using your body or dumbbells, are you staying in the safe zone that you're comfortable with? There we go. I did my 10 reps. Did my 10 reps good. And you go about your business? Or do you struggle to finish those last couple reps? Do your arms feel shaky? Ask yourself, how can you get more out of what you're currently doing? If you need the support and the help, that is why I am here. If you keep doing what is not working, you will keep getting the results that you are not getting. To want a different result means you have to do it differently. And that is what I'm here for. Reach out. I invite you to schedule yourself, if you have not already, a free discovery call with me. Let's chat about your specific situation. Let's chat about where you are, where you want to be, and I can let you know about some of the options there are for you to implement, to make the changes that you want so you can feel the way you want to feel. Okay. I also just want to share with you about nutrition, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. Those of you who are watching this on the replay or are live with me right now, I'm going to give you a sneak peek at, for example, the Meal Plan Club. If you haven't heard of it yet, this is the most exciting thing so far that I have kicked off in 2022. This is a monthly meal club. Every month, you get omnivore, plant-based recipes, a little of everything, delivered to you via email every single 30 days. Dozens of recipes, made for you meal plans. Here's a sneak peek at the latest one I'm putting together to add to the Meal Plan Club. This is not all of it. This is just a sneak peek. So I will share my screen. I want you to see this because it's powerful when you can use nutrition for your benefit. So here, sharing the screen. Here we go. Welcome to the sneak peek at a few of the January recipe pack plans. So look at this, okay? This is just 15, all right? You get the contents and the key. It tells you what's gluten-free, dairy-free, low carb, what you can meal prep, what's freezer-friendly, high protein, vegetarian, quick, which contain nuts. So look at this. You get your content key. You get weekly suggested meal plans, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snack for you 7 days a week. You get a weekly shopping list or a shopping list for that meal plan. So everything you need is here. Look how amazing and easy this is. And some of the recipes, all right? Oh, yummy. All these delicious things that you have access to, new ideas. Forget about the what's for dinner. And oh, look at that. Chicken tenders, homemade with cucumbers and avocado dip. If you want to put a little love into your life, if you really, really want to get healthier, ladies, if you really want to support your body through menopause, maybe be a positive example. Look at those lemon cheesecake cookies. To yourself, to your family, to those around you. Oh my goodness, chocolate, peanut butter, zucchini bread. Then I encourage you to check out the meal plan. It's available on a monthly basis. I can taste that chocolate peanut butter bread right now. It's available monthly. You can purchase the entire year in advance to save yourself. I think it's $98 for these special perks. Not to mention when you do sign up for the Meal Plan Club, you also get, with most of the stuff, you'll get the Dirty Dozen and Clean 15 to understand which foods you always really want to go organic with and which foods, the Clean 15, don't really matter as much, and so much more. Okay, so visit balanceyourhormones.online, balanceyourhormones.online for lots of great information. I really would love to help. Thank you so much. If you've joined me live, if you're watching this on the replay, I'm really glad you were here with me. I'm here to help. Remember, guys, do or do not, there is no try. If you really want change, you have to be willing to get out of that comfortable space. Do something you've never done before, and do it with someone who has the knowledge, the expertise, and the solutions that work to get you further ahead, not to set you back. Thank you, guys. Have a wonderful day. Here's to you, your fitness, and your health. And we're done.